Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Make It Rain podcast. It's the new year. The Rain had 3 games this week. Alongside the Hockey News' very own Anthony Collazo, I'm Joe O'Regan with the backwards hat. Here we go! Three-game week for the Ontario Reign, 1 in 2024, 2 in 2025. The 2024 game on the road, the 2025 games at home against 2 teams that needed a little bird hunting, I guess.
Yeah.
In a way. Joe, everybody watching the... Okay, sorry.
Joe, everybody watching the pod. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good. Rain, 3 games this week. I think it's the first 3-game week in a couple.
A moment.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Next week, we got 4 games.
Nope. Next week, we got three games. The following week, we have 4 games.
4? That's going to be
the
a lot.
Ontario Reign have a stretch coming up where they have 7 games in 2 weeks. It'll be the first time that has happened all year. At least in the calendar week, 2-week stretch that we usually record on.
Yeah.
I don't know if they played 7 games in 14 days at some point this year. Judging by the amount of AHL games they've played, I'm going to highly doubt that it's even happened. The Ontario Reign have 5 games in hand on the Calgary Wranglers, who lead the Pacific Division in points right now.
Yep.
So we'll see where the Ontario Reign stand. They had a back-to-back this week. We'll get into that a little bit more. With that being said, let's get into the Los Angeles Kings news, the LA Kings Roundup, as I like to call it on that chapter section. Yes, we have chapters for all the previous 14 episodes. You can check those out, of course, on the Make It Rain podcast channel on YouTube. LA Kings news, Andre Lee, transactional madness, if that's even an understatement.
Yeah, they're really messing with this guy's career a little bit. Kind of reminds me a little bit of
the Morgan Wallen song, up, down, up, down, up, down.
Yeah, it seems like they cannot make up their mind with some of these prospects. Trevor Lewis, a thousandth game Saturday night.
Absolutely.
Obviously, they're not going to release him after that, but he's blocking people, man. He's blocking people. So we'll see what they do with Andre Lee tomorrow.
Yeah,
you know?
We will see. Trevor Lewis and Trevor Moore were both reinstated off the IR, so Andre Lee could potentially be an Ontario Reign player for a while. We'll see what happens there. John Parker Jones has been sent down to the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. From the Spangler Cup, Charles Hudon is back with the Ontario Reign, rejoined the lineup on He got back Friday and rejoined the lineup Saturday against Coachella Valley. Don't even bother with the player anymore.
No, it's going back up. Keep going.
All right, anyways, while he's putting that up, that's all we got LA Kings related. Let's get on with the Ontario Reign podcast. This is the pipeline for all things LA Kings prospect related. For those who are new to this channel, as this episode is brought to you by Gowdy Law. We all know having a game plan is key, but when it comes to your family's future, are you ready? Gowdy Law is here to help, specialize in estate planning. Gowdy Law ensures your loved ones are protected from losing a ton of money and time to probate when you pass away. Just like on the ice, preparation matters. Don't wait till the last moment to make the right play. Visit GowdyLaw.com today. Start planning for the future. Get estate planning and a free consultation right on their website. It's literally that simple. The price is on their website. Gowdy Law, make estate planning easy, understandable, and affordable. As always, the link is in the description. That hockey person might need it. And with that being said, let's hop into the first rendition of the Rain Rapid Recap Tuesday night in Sin City.
Happy holidays from the Ontario Reign and the Make Your Rain podcast, because we are obviously associated with the Reign. Not really. As they faced off with the Henderson Silver Knights in the Sin City. Early in the first period, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim legend Taylor Ward got the Reign on the board first, but Brendan Brisson ties the game with a power play goal, all knotted up at 1. Sapovalev gets the Silver Knights ahead. It is 2-1 Henderson, but then the stud muffin himself, Jack Stunica, ties the game with a wrist shot from the right circle. It is 2-2. Oh my God! Off the faceoff, Godin shoots the puck and it goes in. Unbelievable. Mark that as a top 5 goal of the year candidate here on December 31st. It is 3-2 Reign. And guess what? And Francesco Pinelli scores the empty netter. Henderson will score again with 3 seconds left. Garbage time goal. Who cares? 4-3 the final. Reign take the W on New Year's Eve.
Too little, too late for the Henderson Silver Knights.
Way too
Almost
little.
had it.
Way too little. Way too late. Man,
Oh, you almost had it. Oh, you got to be quicker than that.
I gotta give Henderson credit. They played the Reign well this game for a team that is, I mean, it's gotta be
Bottom-feeding.
one of the worst teams in the history of the AHL.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're not wrong.
They're bad, man. They're like you watch them play and you're like I wouldn't even say the Reign played good this game.
No, they did not.
And
There are a lot of
know.
Ontario Reign blunders. The Ontario Reign got out to a pretty fast start. They outshot the Henderson Knights 13-4 midway through that first period. Shot totals ended up being 14-11 in that first period, by the way. That's not how that's supposed to work. Let's just say that. The Ontario Reign do pick up 2 points at the Stronghold, has once again been pillaged, by the way. I mean, there's not very much that we could say about this because obviously our memories aren't perfect. And apparently it looks like the AHL Game Center just shut down after the first period. The Ontario Reign outshot the Henderson Knights in that first period 15-11. There's no stats for the second and third period. No penalties, no goal description. The final shot total was 43-40 Henderson. The Reign, thank God they walked out with 2 points for that game. And I bet you couldn't guess Eric Portillo got a star for stopping 39 or 40 of 43, excuse me.
Yo, back to the AHL, like we don't get any stats. We don't get faceoffs, which is the bare minimum. I have to do them myself for the Reign. We don't get ice time. We don't get anything like that. The least you can do is just, keep up with their final scores and the stats of like the shots and stuff.
Help a brother out,
Yeah,
please.
I mean, this is ridiculous. Anyway, Henderson outshot the Reign 43-40 this game. And at one point, it was an even 40-40. The Reign did not play great this game. I would be lying to you as us trying to inform. Maybe you're a Kings fan who just want to know how the Reign are doing. Maybe you're a Reign fan who watched the Reign every game.
Maybe.
And you have flow hockey and stuff. Or maybe you don't have flow hockey and you want to know how they played this game. They didn't play great.
They did not play great.
A lot of defensive zone breakdowns. Again, that's kind of been an issue for the Reign as of late. And they've been kind of bailed out by Portillo a little bit. This game, again, bailed out by Portillo. 43 shots on goal, not great. Especially against Henderson.
Against Henderson, who's 8-22-1 this year.
Yeah, they have like 18 points?
17 points. Let me, nope. Okay, I was wrong. Second worst team in the AHL behind the Manitoba Moose,
Really?
who have 16 points.
However,
the Henderson Silver Knights have 3 more games than them. So
that was Malot's team, though.
that was Malot's team last year. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That is brutal. Very bad.
I wonder if Manitoba was good last year with Malot.
They might have been. We'll find out eventually. We'll probably get into that later on in the podcast. Getting into the goals this game, Taylor Ward in the first period. Martin Chromiak got a breakaway. Okay, so the Manitoba Moose last year made the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. Taylor Ward got himself a goal. Martin Chromiak was wide open on a breakaway. He was stopped by Lindblom, and there's Taylor Ward cleaning up the garbage.
Yep.
So he scores. Brendan Brisson in the second period. Oh, that was the first goal. Jack Millar got himself into a fight, by the way. We'll get into that in a little bit. Brendan Brisson and Matthias Sapovalov get goals of their own. Brisson on the power play from, pretty close to point blank range on Eric Portillo. Beats him by the glove. Matthias Sapovalov gives Henderson the lead, seriously, very quickly after the fact. Shot through traffic that goes in. So that's kind of nice. Jack Stunica gets the Reign even on a shot from almost the red line. Funny, the 0% guy showing up again. Kid you not, there's so many coincidences to where we could say guys have to be listening to this podcast. We have too many to count this year.
Yeah, Stunica shot that
Studnica's
from...
fed up with that.
Stunica shot that puck from
The red line. Below the faceoff dot.
the curved wall.
Yeah.
Really weird.
Very close.
Can't believe that went in. But that's, again, Henderson, man. They have bad goaltending. Yeah, and we knew that already.
We knew that.
My gosh.
And then Glenn Gaudin with a goal of the year candidate off the draw with 12 seconds left, shoots it straight for the net, and it beats Lindblom under the glove. And the Reign take a 3-2 lead into that intermission. And then in the third period, Good old Italian turtle Franklin, Frankie Pinelli gets himself an empty netter. And then Jake Bischoff scores with 3 seconds left on the power play. You got to be quicker than that, buddy. That's too late. Too late. Reign win 4-3. Move into second place in the Pacific Division over the San Jose Barracuda. The Reign are rolling. They have picked up points in their last 9 games. They're rolling. They're going in the right direction.
Yeah, it's really hard to believe that the Reign, after losing their best players like Clark, like Tynan, guys like that, Kill Thomas.
Guys are stepping into that role. Once again, no shortage of talent on this team. Guys like Malott, Godin, Stunica. Thank you, Jack, for doing something. Or as I said in episode 2, Jake Stunica.
Yo, they lost a player who is a first liner in the NHL now. Got the assist on the game-winning goal on Saturday night versus the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
They lost Alex Turcotte. And this team, after losing Clark, Turcotte, Tynan, they're better than last year. And you can credit that to Malott, to Godin, to Stunica, guys like that. But at the end of the day, man, Sturm has done one heck of a job.
Once again, Marco Sturm is a very good option to those NHL teams. Taking flyers now. You better not miss out on them. Just saying.
It is.
Yeah, don't even bother.
Oh, my gosh. No, I'm putting it back up.
Oh, my God. Of course you are. Yeah, by the way, quick little Gowdy Law plug. That man might need it at this point. He's getting hurt all over the place.
Yo, Joe took off the tape because we had like 8 layers of tape on this.
8?
And then we couldn't.
That's an understatement, buddy. There was like 20 layers of tape on that thing.
We've only done like 15 episodes.
I took all the tape off thinking we had tape. We did not have tape. And
we have tape. It's somewhere. I still know where it is.
It is in the room. It is in the room, to say the least.
And it's 10:30 at night. We got to get this done. So.
Yeah, we are already 12 minutes into this podcast. So let's get into game 2 on Friday night as the Ontario Reign ring in the new year against the San Diego Go Suck at Toyota Arena. Let's pick it up in the second period because nothing happened in the first. 3 minutes in, Jeff has finally decided to start scoring a lot of goals. He gets a tip up front, and the Reign quickly get ahead 1-0. But late in the second, Han Mishak, boo, gets the goals even on a rebound shot off Phoenix Copley. It's 1-1. In the third period, oh mama, there goes that stud muffin again. Jack Stunica with a tip-in goal. Get used to hearing that. The Reign take a 2-1 lead. A little bit later on in that period, Jeff Malott with a picture-perfect feed to Cowboy now, apparently. Fee-fi Fagimo! He scores a tip-in goal. The Reign take a 3-1 lead. Not even a tip-in, it's a tap-in. And 1 minute later, I don't even have to say his name. You probably know exactly who it is. He scores another tip-in goal. Should have been over the net, but it wasn't. The Reign take a 4-1 lead. That's all they need. The Ontario Reign win the week and successfully go bird hunting by the final of 4-1. All right, so with this being said, this now starts the Ontario Reign's 2-game homestand this week, and it starts the beginning of the Jordan Samuels Thomas and Ben Becker ref show. My God. Anyone in 105, you can agree with me. That might be the worst referees in this game.
Well, we won.
Seriously.
The Reign won this game.
Hold on. It gets better than this, though.
But you gotta wait until the next game and then you can go on your rant.
No.
They
were bad.
This is okay. Well, they might have been bad.
They were bad.
I personally took this game off.
Yes. Anyways.
I wasn't feeling good, and I wasn't feeling good last week.
But we're still pumping out content for you guys.
I'm still not feeling 100%. Friday night, when they played this game, I still wasn't feeling it, and I was like, yo, I'm just not even going to I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to go on my computer, look at screens, look at words, watch the game, listen to Shafran. I'm just going to sit this one out. Just not going to do anything, right? So I don't know how this game went. Other than the fact that it was a really good game for the Reign.
You may as well just cut this guy's video out and cut his mic out because he literally has nothing from this game. I'm going to quickly roll through this game because we're going to get up there in the time anyways. Oh, wait, no. You and I can both get in on this one. Samuel Fagimo. Absolute cinema. once again with another show on that third goal. For the record, at Toyota Arena in the previous TV timeout, they were doing a lasso cam. Little. So, Fagemo scores. What does Fagemo do? You guessed it.
The greatest
He
showman,
does a
bro.
lasso.
The greatest
Absolute
showman.
cinema. This man is a showman. He has 17 goals this year.
Up to this point.
18 at the time we're recording this, but bear with me. Reign take the lead. I mean, there's going to be some point, like we're going to post a short on this at some point. Samuel Fagemo is a showman. We could show you more than 4 goals where he's doing
more than that. More than that.
doing some celebration.
For
But no,
sure.
4 off the top of my head. So you've got this in overtime, this catching the teddy bear, and then the shootout winner doing this with the leg up. Like, I just named 5 goals in 5 seconds. So, yeah, Samuel Fagemo's a showman. All right, now let me get into the start of this game. The Ontario Reign outshoot the San Diego Gulls. You probably heard me say this enough. To bloody hell! Once again, 33-23, 16-7 in the first, getting outshot, 10-6 in the second, and 11-6 in favor of the Reign in the third period. A complete effort by the Ontario Reign. It's nice to get in front of that home crowd for the first time in 2 weeks. They had 11 shots in the first 9.5 minutes, by the way. Completely established the zone, making Oscar Dansk work. Oscar Dansk was holding up strong for the first period as well. Yeah, okay, I forgot. You can't say very much about this.
Yeah.
Then in the second period, we heard about this a little bit in the I almost said Jeff Malott. The Jack Studnicka interview. If you want to go watch that, go to the Ontario Reign YouTube channel. It's there. January 3rd versus the San Diego Gulls. He said that this team needed to pivot off of that first goal. So instead of just giving Dansk clean shots that he could see, the Ontario Reign decide, you know what? Maybe we should start redirecting some goals. Jeff Malott redirects a goal. Francesco Pinelli redirects a goal in the third. Jack Studnicka redirects a goal. Studnicka turning the corner here. Thank God. With that being said, I mean, there's nothing else really to say. Phoenix Copley looked very solid for the most part. Defensively, all 6 defensemen looked very solid for the most part. A 12-forward effort. Tate Singleton played in his first game of the year with the Ontario Reign. You'll see more of him in Saturday night's game. With that, there's not very much that needs to be said. The Ontario Reign take care of business. They win the week, and they win this one by the final of 4-1 in a very convincing fashion because the Ontario Reign, the San Diego Gulls just happen to be a thorn in the Reign's side every single year.
Yeah, for sure. When it comes to this week, you needed to win the first 2. You needed to win against Henderson. You needed to win against San Diego. You got to beat those teams, right? Good teams beat the bad teams. And unfortunately, quick shout out to our episode 2 where we make our predictions. We were pretty spot on, other than the fact that
The goals.
you thought that the goals were going to be good.
I thought that, yeah.
And they're not.
Yeah.
But
There's a lot of prospects there.
But we have been pretty spot on with our Pacific Division predictions.
Rankings, yeah.
Pretty much to a
Almost to a
scary,
T, yeah.
It's like Barracuda's good, Wrangler's good, Tucson okay, Coachella okay. You
Yeah.
know, so it's like we have been pretty there.
Yeah, we've also only seen the Tucson Roadrunners one time this year, so that doesn't say very
That is
much.
true. And the Reign usually take care of Tucson, so it's
We'll
like,
see what happens later on down the road when the Reign have to end up going to Tucson because outside of the U of A, what is there to do there?
Tucson?
Seriously.
Yeah, Tucson is not
It's not a tourist town.
because it's
Duh.
not Phoenix. It's like far from Phoenix, so
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
an hour and a half from Phoenix or something
Yeah.
like that, if not more. Let us know if we got any Tucson people here. I mean, we got a friend that lives there too. So
Maybe we gotta make a trip to Tucson, man.
maybe. Oh God, we wouldn't even have to drive. We would be flying there. I'm not driving there.
Not Tucson. Maybe Phoenix. Phoenix would be. I like going to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Tucson.
Yeah, Tucson's just kind of off the side. Anyways, we're done bashing on Tucson. Let's get into Game 3 Saturday night against the Firebirds of Coachella Valley.
Gee, that scared me.
Nice one.
Elton John says Saturday night's all right for fighting, and is also all right for a rivalry matchup between the Firebirds and the Reign. In the first, Yanni Newman draws first blood in this matchup. It's 1-0.
Yes.
Layton is a fork in Ontario's road as he extends the Coachella lead to 2-0. All right, here we go. The stud muffin himself again. Jack Stunica gets a tip and goal to make it 2-1. And guess what? Ryan Winterton is on his winter arc.
Boo.
Ryan Winterton says, "This is for my winter arc," as he scores his 10th on a horrific turnover by Martin Chromiak. It was pretty bad. 3-1 Firebirds. Known hothead Maximilius McCormick scores the 4th goal of for the Firebirds, literally setting fire to the rain. But Ontario never says die, as Fi Fagimo scores his signature one-timer on the power play to cut the deficit to 2, and then Jeff scores a lot of goals. And it's also a lot mad. Scoring the goal, screaming at the referee while going back to the bench. It is 4-3. The Reign make a valiant effort to come back in this game, but it is simply not enough. 4-3, the final.
All right, here I go. Jordan Samuels Thomas, Ben Baxter, you are the worst refs in the American Hockey League. We will get into this further on. I've gotten better calls from my ex, for God's sake. Let's go here. Let's go here. Be better than that. This is ridiculous.
Listen.
The calls from the referees this game were horrible. Horrible. There's no second guessing, no explanation. Horrible. Outright horrible. Now I'm all red, if you can't tell. Go, sorry.
Listen, the reason why the dynamic of this show is so unique, media, fan.
Correct.
So, he rants. I'm going to be a little more, professional about this.
Okay. Go ahead now.
Yo. Probably the nicest people in the world, bro. JST looks like someone that I could be cool with.
Yeah.
Same with the other guy. I forgot his name.
Ben Baxter.
Ben Bedker.
Edgar. My bad.
Right? Yo. Martin Chromiak gets high-sticked.
No call.
In the
Right
third
in front of
period.
JST's face.
Right in front. No call, right? Then, first
2
of all,
minutes later.
the Rain are already pissed because they feel like that there were calls earlier in the game that wasn't called, but this one was obvious and it wasn't called. Rain players are furious, right? A few minutes later, not long after, Jack Stunica gets flattened on the board. Right in front of JST.
No call.
No call.
Andre.
Originally, no call, right? So they end up calling boarding after. So if you want to make the argument, like, let's say they're watching. Probably not. Let's say they are. You call boarding. I give you credit for that. There is credit for calling boarding,
Thank God.
The fact that it happened and you didn't raise your hand until Andre Lee retaliated is
crazy.
Crazy. Second of all, giving Andre Lee 4 minutes for retaliating, 4 steps, and a flat line into the boards
is crazy.
And that guy doesn't get a 5-minute major.
It's crazy.
Nelson?
Yes.
Ty Nelson?
Crazy.
Like that's. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
Nope. Neither have I.
Like back to back. The entire game they were a little iffy, but it wasn't like anything obvious. Like, oh, that's tripping. No call. Maybe he just fell over himself a little bit. Maybe the stick wasn't on his. Okay, whatever.
Cross checking miss. Maybe he pushed him and he fell over.
Yo,
not
those two were
awful.
I had to check Price Picks. I was like, yo, is there anything on the AHL underdog? Okay,
please gamble responsibly. Please gamble responsibly.
Free advertisement right there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no. You could be convinced that they had Firebirds money line. That's for certain. Anyways, let's get into the actual game here because, yes, there was actually a 60-minute game played here.
There was.
The Ontario Reign did not play a 60-minute effort. They dropped this game by the final 4-1. Defense, the Ontario Reign showed bursts of energy. The second period, they actually didn't look bad. First period, they come out the gate. Holy slow.
They look tired.
Slow. Just slow out the gate. And then that third period, the last 5 minutes, you've got to be able to make passes in your breakout in order to score. and they failed to do that a couple of times, and it ultimately cost them the game.
Portillo again was. I mean, I would say he was really good again.
He was all right. I wouldn't say he was stellar.
I think the issue with the Reign defense right now is that they rely too much on the block shots.
Yeah.
And not the aggressive aspect of their back check. And, it works a lot of the time. We talk about it a lot, how they have bought into this kind of formula of getting in front of shots. But at the same time, man, I mean, you can't just play soft. And with the Firebirds especially, they're gonna be in your zone a lot. That's their game.
Absolutely.
Their transition and their forecheck are both really good. So you gotta find a way, like that's how they play. So you gotta find a way to kind of match that. And in this game, especially in the first period, they didn't. Yeah. And that ended up costing them because it was a little too late for them, where they came out in the third period, looked really good. But again, it wasn't enough. And then kind of switching notes, I mean, they were sloppy today, like with the puck. They were just very sloppy.
The rehearsing what I said earlier and just reiterating that bit, their breakout passes like .1 to .2 and like a connect the dots puzzle or something. Like the Reign were just not doing that. And even when they established their own zone, this is with 3 minutes left, pucks bouncing on them and the pucks turn all over the place. Like, the Reign struggled to make good passes, and they end up leaving the zone and wasting those precious seconds in the third period that can be used to fire a shot at Nike Coco. And by the way, we'll get to him in a moment. But, like, it just can't happen. Now, are we kind of spoiled that the Reign have played really good these past 10 games? Absolutely. So are we going to be extra mad when they lose their first in a while? Yes. And we got all rights to. But
I'm for sure making that clip. I don't care how late it
is. All I'm going to say is the Ontario Reign, it's their first game in 10 games where they don't walk out with points. The minimum of 1 point. Like, I could say I'm mad all I want, but in reality, this is the first time in over a month, or close to a month, the Reign, or no, it has been over a month because the last time was December 3rd against Texas. It's the first time the Ontario Reign at walk out of an arena with 0 points.
November 30th.
No, December 3rd. Or was
3rd.
Yes.
I said 30th. I was like,
no, my bad.
Last week.
That's on me. Yeah, anyways, with that being said, Nike Coco played a pretty solid game. He got himself, I believe it was the first star in this game. Let me just make sure so I'm not spreading false info. Yeah, Nike Coco, 32 for 35, put himself up for the first star. Kid Hud 10. We're not going to talk about him that much in the podcast, but Charles Hudon, first game back from the what in the world? From the Spangler Cup, puts up 2 assists and gets himself the second star of the game.
Yeah, man. He played good in the
very
Spangler
good
Cup
out of Charles Hudon. Yes. Absolutely.
Hudon's a dog, man. I mean, Hudon is he could probably be an NHLer on like Sharks. The Rangers.
An NHLer. He said AHLer, by the way.
No. Did I?
Yeah, you did. He can be an NHL player on a bottom 10 team. He can be a fourth or a third liner legitimately. Like I'll make that argument any day. Yeah. Kid on 10 doing his business. Now it's getting to the funny bit of this game. Taylor Ward chirping and flapping gums at the Coachella Valley bench in the third period. Ends up getting himself into a fight legit 30 seconds later on the ice. Not even a fight. It was a wrestling match, and he got taken down by John Hayden.
Well, he got into that fight not because he was chirping. It was right after the high stick call.
Yeah.
Or no call. It was a clear high stick. I forgot who high sticked them.
We'll find out after.
It's going to bug me. But whoever it was, it was right after it happened. Ward went after him immediately. Because it was like, if there's not going to be a call, then like you might as well go after him, bro. Mm-hmm. That was bad. The entire arena saw that high stick, and I could not believe.
No doubt about it.
I couldn't believe it.
No doubt about it whatsoever. I mean, like, he literally reacted to it. Like, I'm shocked there was no call regardless.
Dude, everybody on the ice from the Reign raised their hand. The entire bench raised their hand.
The entire bench, too.
The entire arena was like, yo, like,
hello?
what? Like, how is that bad?
And then after the play, Jordan Samuels-Thomas, the referee, goes up to the Reign bench to try to explain this to Marco Sturm, and Marco Sturm is fuming at him.
He should be.
And he's got all rights to be. He was mad. Big muds. And then the boarding, which we've already talked about, that happened a couple minutes later. You can't explain to me the fact that Andre Lee got the most amount of penalty minutes out of that thing. And before you say, oh, Ty Nelson also got 4 minutes, buddy, he should have gotten 5 for boarding.
Oh, 100%.
And a game misconduct. Like, I'm sorry, Andre Lee should not be walking out with 4 minutes next to his name on that.
Yeah, that was
Crazy.
never a situation where it should have been 5-on-5 after that entire thing.
Yeah.
Ever. And it changed the perplexity of the game, sort of. Malott scored immediately right away anyway, so I guess not.
Rebound shot, put it away.
But yo, like, that situation, again, I gotta give credit. The boarding was not originally called, which is crazy.
Yeah, it was eventually called after a 2-minute minor, I think is wild, but still. With that being said, not very much more needs to be said about this game. The Ontario Reign moved to 19-9-0-1. Don't even bother, dude. I've already told you. 19-9-0-1, 39 points, second in the Pacific, and third in the Western Conference, fifth in the AHL. The Ontario Reign are still rolling. One game's not going to define them. One game's not going to change them. It's part of the game. Move on. Move on, please. With that being said, you got anything else you need to say?
I don't think so. I think I'm going to talk about this part when we do the rain weather report.
Yes, and we should get to that right now. All right, so I get the 100% this week, as Drake says 0 to 100 real quick. Yes, I nominated this guy. Whole squad on that. Nope, we're not cussing. Jack Studnicka gets the 100% this week. We put him at the 0% last week for basically being invisible from the scorecard for 10 straight games. Then Jack Studnicka says, fine, oof you. I'm going to go score 3 goals in 3 games this week.
Yeah.
Great performance out of the stud muffin. I mean, I guess we're just going to stick with that now. He gets the 100%. I don't need to save much more than that. Who's your 50%? Or do you want to get into Studnicka a little bit more?
Did he get any assists this week? I'm not sure.
I
obviously
can get you that answer
the
right
AHL
now.
game centers were... No, he didn't get any assists. Last
No
5
assists.
games, it still says 2 points, which he's got a point today. So
Yeah. Yep, 3 goals.
One thing I do want to say about Studnicka, and Sturm shut this down pretty quickly when Kyle from Hockey Royalty asked him this. Is there a thought to maybe change some personnel on the first power play unit? One of the main things about that power play unit is not anything when they get into the zone. It's everything that has to do with getting into the zone, right?
Yeah.
They don't have someone who can really skate into the offensive zone. And he was like, well, last year we had TJ Tynan, and there's no one better than him when it comes to that stuff.
Absolutely.
And you can't overlook Godin's ability to win faceoffs.
No doubt about it.
Can't overlook that, especially on the power play. It's huge. Mm-hmm. In my head, I think that maybe you try Studnicka.
Yes.
In my opinion, I think having a guy like Studnicka who can get the puck into the zone probably better than everybody other than Francesco Pinelli.
Yes. I mean, Martin Chromiak put together a pretty good zone entry that led to that Reign first goal.
You need someone a little bit better than Glenn Godin to bring it to the zone. You need someone fast. You need someone swifty. You need someone who has good puck handling. And
Absolutely.
I think Studnicka, as of right now, can be that guy.
He is absolutely that guy. And I mean, the Reign have so much scoring ability on that first power play line that after that, there's barely any speed to that first line.
There's not.
I mean, there's a load of experience. Kid you not. But I mean, that second line moves with such great pace.
Yeah.
The second power play line. I'm ready to see when the Reign go on a 5-minute power play at some point this year, and we get to see 2 shifts out of them back to back.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen, and I'm ready to see it happen. I'm very excited for it. At 50%, Anthony Collazo has selected.
We're going to go with Jeff scores a lot of goals. Yo,
Yes, he does.
Malott has been good all year. Mm-hmm. And I don't think we talk about him enough. when
Yeah.
it comes to him getting points because he gets a lot of assists. He doesn't score a lot of goals, but this week he scored goals.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
2 goals and an assist for 3 points with a plus.
Yep.
No, wait, hold on. A +2, plus minus, excuse me.
3 goals, 2 assists. Yeah.
I mean,
Whoa.
Jeff Malata as advertised. That's last 5 games, though.
No, yeah, you're right. Yep.
Jeff Malata's
been
looked
really
great.
good.
He's looked great.
Yeah.
The dish to Samuel Fagimo in Friday night's game against San Diego. Chef's kiss. Absolutely perfect. Tape to tape. Money pass. Fagimo dang well near roofed it on the goal. And the Reign get a 3-1 lead in that game. That was kind of the dagger, quote unquote, in that game. And Jeff Malott continues to make great stretch passes. Continues to make stuff happen in the offensive zone. Continues to be a net front presence as he has been these past 3, 4, 5 games. And all 3, I lied. 2 of his 3 goals have been tip-in goals from up front.
It's like a grinder.
Great grinder, everybody. And then the other goal is a rebound shot, and he scores. Like, awesome.
Yeah.
That's the guy the Ontario Reign need, and he's very much fitting into that role.
Yeah, and Malott, he's one of the nicer guys I've ever interviewed. Malott is very cool guy, very chill guy.
Yes.
It was funny. After Stunica got laid out on that play, in the faceoff circle, right after that was in on the Reign's defensive zone. Malott was screaming at I don't know if it was Wrecker or JST.
We'll
screaming
find out
at him.
after.
Not happy at all. 10 seconds later, he scores the goal. Like, it was very quickly after. Won the faceoff, went down the other end, rebound. Malott was there, puts it home.
Yeah.
And you could tell he was he was excited about that goal because he was already fired up, super animated. And he skates away from, the group hug, bolts, just straight to where the referee is standing. And walks by him and points at him and says something. Which
Probably not safe for this podcast.
I wish we knew. I wish we got him for the interview today or Saturday night. But pointed at him and said something, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen because that dude was still really riled up from
He was fuming.
his teammate just getting laid out.
Yeah. Which he's got all rights to be that.
Oh, 100%.
The alternate captain's just making it happen. I got nothing else to say about Jeff Malott. Just keep doing Jeff Malott things, man. 7 goals, 20 assists, 27 points, 45 penalty minutes. We're not going to get into that in 29 games. My 0%, the nail in the coffin for me this week, because it's kind of hard to pick a 0% when the Reign have played pretty decent this week. They could have walked out with 2 points against Coachella, man. They should have. Martin Chromiak. Dang, pardon me. Martin Chromiak's getting the 0% turnover in the Reign defensive zone. Ryan Winterton picks that up, scores. That was kind of the nail in the coffin. Chromiak hasn't really been that big of a spotlight in the Ontario Reign system this year. I will say that first goal Saturday night against the Coachella Valley Firebirds, great entry by him at the end of that power play. Reign established his own power play ends. Jeff Malott gets his tip in goal.
Yep.
Boom, 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 boom. Stuff snowballs, and it's quick we'd forget about that stuff. I don't forget about that. That was a great entry. However, there's a lot more bad than good. And honestly, 0% chance of rain.
Yeah.
It's more like 25 or 30% chance because there is legit no one that can go at 0% right now. Not if we tried.
Chromiak had his moments, and Marco Sturm talked about this in his post-game Saturday night after the Firebirds game. He had his moments, but they were obviously the other moments where he causes a goal against, which is not great. And Chromiak has had high hopes. A lot of people had hopes for him. He had a really good stretch of hockey. I believe it was January of 2022. Then last year, 2023-2024 season, he gets off to a hot start. People are excited about him. And now people don't even know that he's on the Reign. And it's kind of sad to see. I think was he 0% last week too?
I don't know. He could have been. No, Stunica was last week.
Oh, yeah.
0 to 100.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I kind of feel bad for the kid. He Sturm talked about this too. He was like, yo, he's getting to the net more often, a little bit more now, but he's not getting the puck pass. He's got to work on that. Not scoring goals, but he's working hard. I don't think that this 0% is really reflective on how he's played, because I think he's playing better than he has been. So,
Certainly.
So we'll see what he can do. I think he's close.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping he gets there. Anyways, that'll wrap up the Wayne Weather report. Jack Studnicka at the 100%, Jeff Ballot at the 50, and Martin Kromiak at the 0. I don't even think 0 is the right answer. Anyways, looking ahead to next week, the Ontario Reign have another 3-game week. They are back in Henderson on Wednesday night, January 8th, with a 7 p.m. puck drop against, the Henderson Silver Knights. Wow, funny. And then, for the second time for the third and the fourth time this year, the Ontario Reign will be facing an out-of-division opponent in the Iowa Wild for 2 games at home. Friday night at 7 p.m., Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. Those will be some fun games to watch. The Iowa Wild this year are 11-8-2 for 24 points under 31 games in that Central Division. I mean, if stats speak right, the Reign should win 2 games. I'm not going to completely throw that into the bank right now. But the Ontario Reign are not playing top-tier talent, if that's the right answer to say, in this next week. They will be seeing Calgary again. We will be seeing San Jose again soon. We'll be seeing Colorado in the end of the month. TJ Tynan's return back to Toyota Arena.
Yep.
A lot of stuff's going to be going down this next month. You can't miss any of it if you subscribe and turn that bell on to the Make It Rain podcast channel. With that being said, we'd like to thank you guys for watching episode 15 of the Make It Rain podcast. I already said like and subscribe, all that good stuff. We will see you next Monday. Have a great Monday and have a great week, everybody. Peace!